Chinaza Eneh, a 400 level law student of Ebonyin State University and a virtual intern at HARLEM Solicitors law firm. Well, as part of the requirements for a successful completion of my virtual internship at HARLEM Solicitors, I will be delivering a short video lecture. In this video lecture, I will be appraising the NESRIA Regulations 2011. NESRIA is an acronym for National Environmental Standard Regulation Enforcement Agency. However, before I go in to appraise the NESRIA Regulations 2011, it is expedient and pertinent that I shed a little light on what NESRIA is and what it is all about, and the main thrust of NESRIA Regulations 2011. Well, NESRIA is an agency of which the acronym, as earlier stated, means National Environmental Standards Regulation Enforcement Agency. The agency was established in 2007 under the administration of our late President Umaru Musa Yar'Adua. The agency is charged with the responsibility of ensuring environmental protection, ensuring public health and safety, and the general welfare of the citizenry. Particularly, the NESRIA Regulations 2011 is charged with the responsibility of minimizing and eliminating every public or private loss due to the activities of telecom or broadcasting industries or companies. How do I mean? Now, for instance, if MTN Nigeria comes to a particular location or place to install a base station, it is necessary that they go in line with the regulations of NESRIA and other provisions or guidelines that has also been laid down as a law for them to be able to conform to environmental standards. This is to ensure that the environment is protected and public safety and health is ensured. Now, we'll move directly into appraising the National Environmental Standards Regulation Agency Regulations 2011. Now, firstly, in Regulation 5, it is provided that all base stations, masts and towers shall be erected and installed in compliance with the provisions of the Environmental Impact Assessment Act. This is to ensure that every mast or tower to be installed by any company must be in line with the environmental standard as has already been established and laid down by the Environmental Impact Assessment Act. Also, all stations, masts or towers shall be subject to environmental audit. This is to ensure that they comply with the environmental laws, extant provisions that has already been laid down. Now, if you also move down in that same Regulation 5, there are provisions that the siting and installation of these base stations, masts and towers must conform to the standards of environmental protection, public health, safety and general welfare, and it must not have any negative effect on the immediate neighborhood where the mast or tower is installed. Also, it must be in conformity with the plan of the particular location or the particular community or neighborhood where the mast is installed or the station is installed. Now, there are also other provisions that states what the mast or tower must comply with for it to be successfully installed. Now, going into Regulations 5, which is part of the extant provisions of the regulations of NESRIA 2011, it also provides that every station, mast or tower that has not been in use for at least 3 years shall be deemed abandoned. Now, where a station, mast or tower is abandoned, it must of necessity be removed by the said telecommunication company which is involved, or where it is removed by the agency, the telecommunication company shall bear the loss. This is to ensure that social misfits, criminals, armed robbers do not use any abandoned mast, tower, or station as a hideout for their illegal crimes and activities. Now, also going down to Regulation 5, It also provides for environmental monitoring and inspection. Environmental monitoring and inspection is done by the agency who sends down its members to inspect and to monitor every mast, tower or station. This is to ensure that they are in compliance with every extant provision that has been established. This is to ensure that the environment is protected and that the safety and health of the public is ensured. Now, going down also to Regulation 8, we also see that there is a permissible radiation level which must be complied with. This is to ensure that electromagnetic waves are not released into the environment, which will cause adverse effects on the life of the public who are living around the place wherein the mast or tower has been installed. Now also, if you look at Regulation 9, Regulation 9 provides that every energy source that must be used within the location of every station, mast or tower, must be an environmental friendly source, and it must also not it must have a permissible vibration level or permissible noise level. This is to ensure that the neighborhood surrounding the location actually where the mast, tower or base stations are installed are not disturbed, and also to ensure their health and safety. Now, there are a lot of extant provisions in these regulations which, because of time, we may not be able to x-ray all of them or to appraise the regulations in general. However, it is pertinent to point out to you that in order for you to get a complete appraisal and understanding of this lecture, it is necessary to search out the National Regulations 2011 online and download a copy and also peruse through. Now, it is necessary, lastly, to point out that these provisions are not just to ensure that the regulation can back, but also, like a bulldog, it has a teeth to bite. Now, it provides also that any contravention upon conviction, where a telecommunication company contravenes any of these regulations, upon conviction, they are liable to pay 5 million naira or imprisonment for a term of 5 years, and also an additional 50,000 for every day that the offense said persists. So I will be ending the video lecture here for now. Thank you.